Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Michael Smith. I'm the Senior Director of Media Relations at the UND Alumni Association Foundation. It's actually 13 years with the organization this month. I'm not sure I've been this excited for something in those 13 years, so hopefully you're in for a great day. It is certainly my pleasure to welcome you all this afternoon. The name of this event, Forever Starts Here, the Celebration for the Future. And we're going to explain what that means momentarily. But before we begin our program today, we have a very special guest with us, a performance from the drum group, Slewfoot. They'll be honoring us with a song. And it's tradition when the drum group plays for an audience to stand. So please stand. Thank you.
Greetings. Today, the University of North Dakota rests on the ancestral lands of the Pembina and Red Lake bands of Ojibwe and the Dakota Oyate, presently existing as composite parts of the Red Lake, Turtle Mountain, White Earth bands, and the Dakota tribes of Minnesota and North Dakota. We acknowledge the people who resided here for generations and recognize that the spirit of the Ojibwe and Oyate people permeates this land. As a university community, we will continue to build upon our relations with the First Nations of the state of North Dakota, the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation, Sisseton, Wampton, Oyate Nation, Spirit Lake Nation, Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, and Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa Indians.
Cody St. Clair, Shannon Highcheck, Tim Counts Great Walker, and Travis Henry. How about another round of applause for them? And we also have great thanks to our colleague, Keith Malater. Keith is the director of our Indigenous Student Center here on campus, and he shared our land acknowledgement statement here at the University of North Dakota. Thank you so much, Keith. And while there's a lot of familiar faces out there, I figured we should probably introduce ourselves.
I guess we should.
Allow me to introduce Deanna Carlson, CEO of the UND Alumni Association and Foundation.
And allow me to introduce our outstanding 13th president of the great University of North Dakota, Andrew Armacow. We have brought you all here today with the promise of a special announcement that will change the trajectory of our beloved university.
And that's certainly a tall order, but I think we'll do just that.
I think we can do that, Andy, so here it is. We are here today to launch the public phase of a fundraising campaign that will touch every part of campus with a major emphasis on students. The student experience at the University of North Dakota.
In fact, this would be one of the largest campaigns in the history of North Dakota. It starts with a goal
No, wait! What are you doing? We said we were going to tell you. No, wait.
I want to say it.
No, you can't yet. I know you're so excited. No, you can't do that. I know. We have to set that mood for the campaign first, right?
Mood setting.
Little mood setting. I'm in charge of the mood setting. We want to build a University of North Dakota for the future that is informed by our history of excellence that dates all the way back to 1889 with that first graduating class, 8 individuals, 2 men and 6 women.
And it starts with 3 very simple lines. We do, we lead, we are forever UND.
Our rich history and the promise of a future is captured in this video, which details the sense of wonder, the love of discovery, and the commitment to serve that are really the backbone of this campaign.
Just as a foundation is fundamentally a big part of a structure, our alumni and friends are the cornerstone of UND's success.
I believe that a person can make a difference, that others' lives can be enriched by their encounters with you, by what you do and what you give.
Well, I think it's a real simple message for our guys. We call them championship behaviors. And one of those that is most important to become a leader is putting others' needs in front of your own.
As they say, we walk this way but once. I want to walk the very best way I possibly can. And I hope that you take what is here and pay it forward, do what you can to help society.
There was no way that the governor of any state was going to interfere with the pronouncement of the Supreme Court of the United States. That was very simple. Basically, it really was. If he had been able to frighten me down there, do you know what would have happened to every other southern state? Raise a little ruckus and delay integration.
What is the number one thing that I discovered of importance from my time in space? It is very simply the importance of Earth. There's nothing like it. We need to cherish it, and we need to conserve it.
A big, big thank you for their incredible generosity and the exponentially positive impact that they've had on my life.
Let us not allow our reflexive humility, that's our culture here at UND, unfortunately, for better or worse, to prevent us from articulating the truth. We are a great university that does great things.
You know, the alumni of this university, they're special. They're special. They have a deep appreciation. And that, I think, is part of a tradition that we can be so proud of.
In the alma mater, what really strikes me is the connection of deep pride with this strong sense of gratitude. This challenges us, I believe, to have an important sense. I believe that we have an important role to play in this big world. A belief in helping others.
The university is not the campus, not the buildings on campus, not the faculties, not the students at any one time, not one of these or all of them. The university consists of all who come into and go forth from her halls, who are touched by her influence, and who carry on her spirit. Wherever you go, the university goes with you. Wherever you are at work, there is the university at work.
We are proud to be a part of the forever that is the University of North Dakota.
$324 million committed to the University of North Dakota.
And so that we can't be accused of going small, we chose our goal to be $500 million. It's an awesome goal.
Now, we didn't just pull that number out of thin air. We do have 4 pillars of this campaign, and each has a specific goal.
Yeah, let me run through them. Student scholarships at $125 million. Faculty and research, $120 million. Capital projects, $175 million. and $80 million for programs and priority needs across the campus.
And if you add all of that up, that comes up with our $500 million overall goal.
And let's put some of these big numbers into perspective, because our students have already benefited from the campaign. We have been in what's known as the silent phase of Forever UND since 2018.
During the silent phase, we've been working with major donors to gain their buy-in for the campaign. And we've had plenty to show for the silent effort.
And for example, that beautiful new building that rests at the corner of Centennial and University is a direct result of this Forever UND campaign. The majority of the cost of Nistler Hall was borne by donations from our alumni and friends of the Nistler College of Business and Public Administration.
And I firmly believe that that building would not be possible except for the leadership of Werner Nistler, a 1968 graduate. And not only did Werner and his wife Colleen make the lead gift, but they were amazing partners in the planning and the construction process as well. Werner and Colleen have also agreed to take on the very important role of the campaign committee chairs for this Forever UND campaign.
We feel so fortunate to have you leading that campaign committee, and we'd now like to ask Werner to come up and talk about Forever UND.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a wonderful occasion this is. Many UND students, many people in this room have contributed to the campaign thus far. And on behalf of my wife, Colleen, and I, we're very blessed and honored that we've been chosen to lead this campaign. We're also very blessed and honored to know the wonderful people here at the University of North Dakota. I am one of 10 children in our family. I grew up in a small town on a small farm outside of Galva, North Dakota, on the southwestern part of the state. 7 of the 10 of us kids attended the university. And so we know these grounds quite well, and we know a great deal about the school. And of course, it's been many, many years ago that I was here as an accounting student. And I remember walking up to Chester Fritz and saying, who could this person possibly be to contribute this money to make Chester Fritz Library happen? And then to think now, fast forward 55 years, it's right next to a building that's been named in our honor, in our family's honor. So we're very, very pleased about that. I would also like to say that if it's going to be, it's up to me. I'll come back to that in a few minutes. But as was pointed out, we have a target here of $500 million. And yes, we've raised a great deal of that money already, but there's still a long way to go. And it takes all of us to contribute to make this happen. You may wonder, gosh, where is all this money going to go? Well, you heard President Armacost speak of the uses that will be applied, that will be used, where the money will go from what he detailed out. But as I think about it, there's 2 major structures that they want to build, one of which is the STEM building, science, technology, and math, and I guess engineering is the other one, the STEM building. So that's going to take a big chunk of dollars. There's a lot of fundraising going on for that now, and also they have a lot of plans in place for it. Another building that's going to be constructed is a new flight ops center out at the Grand Forks Airport. Now, did you know that the Grand Forks Airport is number 12 for takeoff and landings in all the airports in the United States? Did you know that the university already has 140 planes? Did you know that some days they have 1,000 takeoffs out of that airport? So there's a lot of activity happening That aerospace program is one of the leading, if not the leading, aerospace program, aviation programs in the world. So we're very blessed to have that. Now, as I go back to if it's going to be, it's up to me. Just say those words back to yourself for a second. Yes, there are many donors that have already contributed to bring this forth, but if it's going to be, it's up to me. It's up to me, up to you, me, all of us, on how we're going to manage our resources and how we're going to help in contributing to this $500 million campaign. Now, it all may start with a dime. It may start with $5, $10. For those students who are listening, please begin early, because as with myself, it started small and ended up larger. So you never know when you might have that great company that you organize that can provide some of these services. So think about that, and it's going to be, it's up to me, and that you can be a great help in making all of this happen. So as I said, Colleen and I are very blessed to be part of this campaign. I love the university. I know she does as well. While she's a graduate of a school in the West Coast, she has really embraced all this work that has been brought forth, at least in the municipal college. As we heard about this opportunity many years back, we talked, and she said, well, if we do step forth, I think we can make a difference. And I believe that's what has happened, but that's what can happen with all of you being part of this wonderful $500 million campaign. So with that, I'll say thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this university, and I'm here because of all the students that we know we can help, through buildings and through faculty, through endowments. So it really comes down to the students. Years past, there were many people that came forth and contributed dollars that made it possible for all of us to attend school here. Now it's our turn, and I'm going to give it everything I possibly have. So may God bless you, and thank you very much for being part of the University of North Dakota.
Many thanks, Warner, for what you and Colleen have done for our wonderful University of North Dakota.
And I love how Werner ended on the importance of students and scholarships, because our campaign commitment is to inspire leaders among the students. We have set a goal of $125 million to be raised for student scholarships. Currently, our scholarship endowment stands at $172 million. But when we add $125 million to that endowment, it will be close to a $300 million endowment for student scholarships. That would generate $11 million every year just for those scholarships.
Right, and students, of course, are also the focus of the UND strategic plan. And it is not a coincidence that the plan is called UND Leads, today, tomorrow, forever. This was a deliberate effort to tie the strategic plan to this Forever UND campaign. And LEADS, as you may remember, stands for Learning, Equity, Affinity, Discovery, and Service. And I have to comment that leaders aren't defined by titles, but by the characteristics that they demonstrate and the unique perspectives that they share with others. I think we each have the capacity to lead, and we believe that our students can realize that potential by embracing a sense of wonder, a love of discovery, and a commitment to service.
Our next speaker is a great example of someone who had to find their place in the grand scheme and dedicate themselves to the goals of a team. Quincy Vaughn came to UND as a quarterback, but given the strong play of Tommy Schuster, he found himself with limited playing time at that position. But Quincy didn't quit, and he didn't pout. Instead, he made a decision based on the words you heard in the video from Coach Bubba Schweigert. Bubba said, the true sign of a leader is someone who puts the needs of others above their own. Please welcome Quincy to the stage.
came in as a quarterback, position I played my entire life. Grew up training, put multiple hours into it. And, you know, I kind of just told Tom in the offseason, I'm going to give him a little break from chasing him trying to get his job and switch to tight end, so I try to do that. But it's been a great journey for me. Transitioning this offseason to tight end has been a struggle at times. It's been a joy at times. But through it all, it's just been a great process for me to enjoy and grow and learn as a student athlete and as a man going into that today. How I switched and became that tight end, like I mentioned, Tom, he's breaking all these records. He's my roommate, he's one of my best friends. But going into this year, I just wanted to help the team in any way I could. So in the offseason, I'm going to watch Coach Schweiger and Coach Floyd, discussing possibilities of how I can contribute, how I can help this team in any way I can. You know, if I'm on field goal or if I'm on anything, I just want to help the team the best I could. A lot of questions I get is how come I didn't leave when I was a quarterback? And how come I stayed and did all these things? And it just goes back to the culture that Coach Schweiger instilled when I first got here in spring of 2020. It's been a great journey, like I said before, but just the culture that Coach instilled in me and the team has stuck with me through this entire time. You know, I could have left and pursued my dream of playing a quarterback and doing all these things, but it's all about the team the whole time. What would I turn to my brothers if I can do this and be a quarterback and leave? But I just wanted to help the team in any way I could, and the culture really helped me do that. And also, I love this place. Everything that's come to fruition for me from when I first got here, the ups and downs, has helped me become the man I am and continue to grow in the role I'm in right now. But football, academics, and community have helped me grow to love this place. And I always call my mom, I'm originally from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, so pretty far away. She's always worried about me. But I call her and tell her I went and watched a youth football game, I was hanging out with my roommates, and she just loves that stuff. But as far as football's brought me, it's brought me a band of brothers that will always cherish forever. For the past 4 years, I've had guys come and go, but the culture that Coach instilled has always been the same. And that's something I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. Academics has provided me an opportunity to get my degree here at the University of North Dakota, which was my main goal coming in here, and Coach Schweiger always tells those guys, your main goal should be to get a degree from North Dakota. But the community is what makes this place special. It's a smaller town. I come from a town of about 800,000, and it's a little less than that, but the community, I'm always welcome with open arms, no matter where I go. I've had the great opportunity to meet tons of great people, especially some of the speakers that we've had up here today. But this community and the opportunity that this university has provided me will last a lifetime. And I just want to thank the donors for the opportunity that you have not only given me, but also tons of student athletes who are in my position. I'm not sure where I would be if I didn't get a scholarship to this university, but I sure am grateful that I'm here now and continue to grow and help people along the way. And thank you, and go Hawks.
Started, I said, hey Quincy, there's going to be 300 people in the room. And he says, oh, don't worry, I'm used to 13,000. So well done, and we look forward to cheering you on to a big win this weekend against Western Illinois. Great.
Now will be an exciting game. So one of the things I love about the strategic plan is the emphasis on inspiring that sense of wonder.
Right, it certainly reflects our belief that critical thinking and dynamic educational experiences are rich soil for cultivating engaged citizens who will be lifelong learners.
Absolutely. And our next speaker is definitely one of those lifelong learners. Catherine Urick worked at the Human Nutrition Research Center as a high school student when she was at Grand Forks Central. She would go on to earn a chemistry degree from UND, and at the encouragement of her faculty members, she went on to earn a master's and doctoral degree in organic chemistry from Cornell University.
And during her career, Dr. Urick has amassed more than 60 patents, authored more than 200 peer-reviewed journal articles, and one of her most exciting discoveries was a way to polymerize aspirin. Okay, what does that mean? It allows you to use, to implant in surgical implants, like cardiac stents, the ability to deliver a steady stream of anti-inflammatory medication. Catherine and her husband, Jeff Holmes, have been generous supporters of both UND and also Grand Forks Central High School. And Dr. York recently stepped down in her role as the Dean of Natural and Agricultural Sciences at UC Riverside, a position she held for 8 years and longest running dean in the last 40 years of that school. We're thrilled to have her with us today. Please welcome Dr. Catherine York.
Thank you for that introduction, and Andy, for all that you have done for this wonderful university. So listening to your introduction, I'm reminded of my humble beginnings and how UND really helped me to become who I am today. Today, I'm an inventor, an entrepreneur, a dean, and a distinguished professor. But way back in 1983, I was graduating from Grand Forks Central High School with no family expectations that I should even go to college. Yet way back in 1983, I started at UND as a first-generation college student. So technically, a first-generation college student is a student whose parents did not earn a bachelor's degree. So in reality, it means so much more to be the first in one's family to attend and complete college. First generation meant that I was my first in my family to figure out how to even apply to college. The first to learn that studying with others in the fishbowl in the Chester Fritz Library, where you can no longer smoke, I learned today that studying with others in the fishbowl was a better way to learn than sitting alone in my room. It also meant that I was the first to learn that chemistry professors, I became a chem major, chemistry professors actually wanted me to learn chemistry and not just to memorize my notes. The first to learn that getting a 15, that is a 1.5% on my physics exam, meant that I was actually doing pretty well. And the first to learn that staying up all night to cram for my calculus exam meant that I would not be doing so well. So while I was the first in my family to attend college, I learned at UND that I was not the first student in my situation. I learned that I had another family. I have some faculty here. Okay. I had faculty who nurtured and questioned me. I had student peers who advised and questioned me. And I also had staff who supported me without question. The education and research opportunities at UND helped me to be the researcher, inventor, entrepreneur, mentor, and teacher that I am today. And I am ever so grateful. Several years ago, my husband Jeff and I established a scholarship to support undergraduate students, specifically potential scientists from underrepresented groups who are early on their UND path, like me. And with this campaign, we're expanding our support to include faculty, to the professors who teach classes, perform research, and mentor students. I was fortunate to have faculty who saw in me what I couldn't see myself. And without faculty support, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I absolutely would not be standing here right now today. The faculty at UND are renowned scholars, enthusiastic teachers, and motivated members of our community who enable students to tackle the world's greatest problems. And I know that supporting our faculty is supporting our students and supporting all of our future. So thank you, Deanna and Andy, for the opportunity to participate today, to share my UND story, to share my pride in UND, and to share in celebrating the future of UND. And I ask you all to share your love for UND also by investing in its future. And forever really does start here, right now, with you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Catherine. We are so proud to have you as part of this alumni family and also as a member of our Alumni Association Foundation Board of Directors. So Andy, as you know, the campaign is also guided by the grand challenges, which include human health, rural health, energy and environmental sustainability, big data, autonomous systems, and national security in space.
Space?
Yeah.
That's a big one. The final frontier.
Yes.
To infinity and beyond.
Let's go.
There we go. Last week at Wake Up to UND, I shared this story of Sarah Sabri, who is one of our PhD students in space studies. And she has explored space. She launched on Blue Origin, and that represents what it is to be a great UND student. She was the first Egyptian, the first African woman, and the first Arab woman who has gone to space.
Now, Sarah is not the first with UND ties to have been in space, however. Our first NASA astronaut is 1994 graduate Karen Nyberg. Karen has been to space twice, including an extended stay on the International Space Station in 2013. And Andy, I know you weren't here then, but did you realize Karen actually gave the commencement address that summer from the International Space Station? It was so cool.
Incredible.
So cool.
I love it. Experienced NASA astronaut, Karen is no doubt the pride of her small hometown, Vining, Minnesota. And in addition to her incredible career as an astronaut, Karen is also a YouTube star. A video of her showing the world how she washed her hair in space has nearly 7 million views.
You never know what's going to make you famous. So we are so happy to have Karen with us today in support of the Forever UND campaign. Please welcome Karen.
At the University of North Dakota campus, I brought with me some really big dreams. And I imagine that to some people, those dreams were a little bit unrealistic. But it was here at UND that I learned to embrace the audacity of my dreams. And when I finished my degree in mechanical engineering and moved on from here, I left with not only a very solid academic foundation, but I left with a sense of purpose. I left with some direction. And I think most importantly, I left with confidence and courage. It was the support of the faculty here, my mentors here, my fellow students here, and the opportunities that I was given that allowed me to get a better understanding of who I was and what I was capable of. It paved the path. And now, after a very incredible 20-year career as an astronaut, culminating in 2 trips to space, 180 days orbiting this beautiful Earth, I can say, I realize now, and I really appreciate now, that my reward was not the end game of reaching the goal I set for myself when I was 8 years old. My reward was the journey that got me there, the experiences and the challenges, and the things that opened my eyes to the world and to within myself. Easily the most profound of those experiences was orbiting this magnificent planet. It's very obvious from that perspective in space that the Earth is alone. It is really like a spaceship. It is the only thing that can sustain life as we know it in light years in all directions, just hurling through the dark vacuum of space. And everything that we need to survive is encased in this very, very thin atmosphere. And there are no real boundaries or borders on Earth. All of them are imaginary. And seeing Earth from that vantage point gave me a new level of empathy for human beings all around the world. It made me realize, they're really my crewmates when you think about it. I think that the more clearly we can all see this whole world as one place, the more likely we are to make good decisions for ourselves and for our planet. And those decisions, which are so important for our future, are really in the hands of the young generation. And I am really, genuinely excited when I see the opportunities that the students here at the University of North Dakota have. And I'm excited when I consider and imagine the opportunities that they might have in the future. With their start here at UND, those young people are going to make a difference. For me, forever UND is a reminder of where I started. And if I can speak directly to any students that might be listening, I encourage you to dream those biggest dreams. And don't hold back on that. Just dream. Because what you're gonna find is the journey in trying to reach those dreams where you find your internal strength, you find your potential, you find what you're made of, and you make a difference. And as you move forward, I ask you to please take care of your spaceship, respect your crewmates, and cherish the University of North Dakota, because I think you'll find, as I learned, that it's not just the place you study, it becomes an integral part of you. I'd like to end by giving a personal thank you to everybody who has given to the University of North Dakota in whatever capacity that has been, allowing students like me and students in the future to recognize and reach their potential. Thank you.
So many young people, and to all of us. You are an inspiration, and we're so proud of you.
And the stage has certainly seen some heavy hitters this afternoon. We've had a super successful businessman, a football star, an innovative researcher, an inventor, and an astronaut.
And then there's the two of us, Andy. There's the two of us here. Come on. I gotta do the Bubba.
Are you kidding her? Well, I think we should probably talk about what we mean by the silent phase. We've talked about the public launch today, but there is a silent phase. Tell us about this.
Yes, absolutely. So the silent phase of the campaign was an initial confidential period during which we sought financial commitments from a select group of donors before now launching this campaign to the broader public. We started this silent phase of the campaign back on July 1, 2018.
And people may say that we've kept this a secret a long time, but there is good reason for that. During the silent phase, we worked to secure significant leadership and commitments from major donors across the nation and across the world. Those early investments set the tone for the campaign, giving us exactly a sense of just how far we thought we could stretch our hold.
That's right, because it does take time to cultivate major gifts. Surprisingly, most people just don't give millions of dollars before giving some deep thought and asking a lot of questions of the university. Also during that silent phase, we worked to develop a case for support, to clarify our priorities for the university and focus on those marketing efforts. And maybe most importantly, it was during that time that we approached a select group of alumni and friends of UND to secure their leadership of the campaign steering committee. Now we have a number of those individuals in the audience. Would campaign committee members please stand to be recognized and thanked?
And those of you who happen to follow financial statements from the UND Alumni Association and Foundation likely know that their fundraising efforts have been wildly successful. Thanks to our amazing alumni, friends, and corporate partners, the 5 highest ever fundraising years have occurred in the past 5 years. So Deanna, we're all dying to know, how far along on this goal have we gotten during the silent phase?
Well, Andy, I am so very proud to say, again, thanks to our outstanding alumni, friends, and corporate partners. that we have already raised towards that $500 million goal an incredible $368 million.
Which ended in 2013, we ended with $324 million. So we have already surpassed, going into the public phase of the campaign, we've already surpassed that total.
And Andy, I just want to make one comment about that total so far. I want people to know that yes, while there are many major gifts in that total, there are also many smaller gifts that really add up. In our fiscal year that ended just June 30th, for example, we received gifts from more than 8,000 individuals. You see, every gift counts. Your gift can be anything, and yet it means everything.
I think that's such an important message. Imagine a $25 gift that could sustain a student in need of food for several meals. And combined with others, you could send a student to a life-changing conference that could change their future trajectory. There's tremendous power in the collective we, as the alumni family. And all that we can do in the numbers, in the tens of thousands of people.
So, Andy?
We've got
how much left to raise?
So let's see, 500 minus how much?
368.
368, what is that? $132 million?
So,
that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but you know what? We're going to use this today to rally alumni, friends, campus community around this shared goal, and really go far and wide to talk about the campaign and what it means, most importantly, for the university and for the students. We love this university, and we encourage participation. I'll say it again, your gift can be anything, and it means everything to the students here.
It does, and on that note, I'm proud to announce that we have 100% voluntary participation in the campaign from university leadership. That's myself, vice presidents, deans, and other leaders on campus.
That is so great to hear. There has also been 100% participation from the team at the UND Alumni Association Foundation, including our entire board of directors. We invite all of you in the room and those watching us online to join us in this campaign. It is an opportunity for all of us, alumni, friends, and advocates of the university, to come together now as one dedicated community, united by our passion for the University of North Dakota and our commitment to making a difference. It's a chance to be a part of something enduring, something that will leave a lasting legacy for generations to come.
So let's embark together on this remarkable journey to shape the forever that is the University of North Dakota.
So before we wrap up this event, a couple of announcements. After you enjoy the social, be sure to head downstairs to hear a fireside chat between Andy and our honorary degree recipient, Harold Hamm, who's the founder of Continental Resources, the largest privately held oil company in the United States. And that event runs from 2:30 to 3:30, and that's probably what Andy will have to run out.
Yeah, quickly, but that will be a great conversation about Harold's innovative work here in the state of North Dakota. And he's written about his 50 years of experience in the world of oil exploration. It's a book called Game Changer. And I'd also like to extend an invitation for all of you to attend the Wilkerson Quad grand opening. We'll be able to see the new landing zone and the residence halls following the ribbon cutting ceremony.
And a special invitation to the homecoming parade tomorrow, Dress Warm, which will make its way down University Avenue at 9 a.m. And of course, that will be followed by tailgating and a very exciting UND football game and UND hockey. It's going to be a fantastic homecoming Saturday. Andy, did you know that the very first homecoming was held here in 1916 at the University of North Dakota?
I didn't know that. But it's amazing to think about the long history here at UND. And part of that history, and we're about to hear from them, is the Pride of the North Band, who will come in and play Stand Up and Cheer. And many people know that tune, but the tune that was used for that song was not original to UND. In fact, the words are original. They were penned by a UND student nearly a century ago.
There you go, another great tie to UND's incredible past. Our links to the past make us a stronger institution, and prepare us for the future.
Yeah, and as we listen to the Pride of the North, I ask you to think about what the campaign means. It's more than fundraising. It's about building a legacy. It's about ensuring the torch of knowledge, which is represented by the eternal flame, is continued to be passed from hand to hand. We will support our future generations of UND students through this campaign. And all I can say is from the bottom of my heart and Deanna's heart, thank you so much for attending today. Let's make a difference in the lives of our students and the long-term success of the University of North Dakota.
And remember, we lead, because we are forever UND.